everybody, Magpie Gaming here, bringing you a news roundup for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now, there's been a fair bit of news come out regarding this game just recently. We've had the test server up and running, showcasing the new vaulting mechanics and things like that, the new weapon mechanics that they've got in place, the ballistics mechanics. And we're not too long away from launch now. They say that PC version 1.0 will be released by the end of December. Later, I think either this week or very early next week, the test server will be back up and this will be featuring the new desert map, so I will definitely be checking that out. I want to get my hands on this desert map and see what it's all about. Excited to have a new map finally, so it might bring me back into the game. I haven't played for around a month now, maybe just over a month. I haven't been really into the game recently. A lot of other games come out that I've been playing, but I'm still keeping up with the news for this game. So first off, we're going to have new vehicle sounds. Now there's actually no date for when these sounds will be added to the game. I'm not sure if they're going to be coming in just a quick update soon, or whether they will come with the PC 1.0 version. I would assume that they'd be released with that in like one package. But they've gone to some lengths to make sure that the car sounds are a lot better this time. Now we all know that the car sounds within the games were very, very rudimentary. They were very basic. A lot of people saying that they wish that they just didn't have car sounds because they were that crap. But they were there, but they were very basic. They wasn't very good. They didn't match the cars, they didn't match the speeds. But now they've done some testing and they've done some new recording, and they say that the recording that they've done is likened to what AAA games do with their car sounds. The car sounds will now match the gearbox, the gear ratio that you're in. They will match the RPM of the car. So we're going to get a lot more realistic sounds, and as you can see from the pictures on the screen, they've done some proper sound setups for this. And I'm excited to see what these, or hear what these new car sounds are like. Hopefully they match better than what we had before. I mean, anything's got to be better than what we had before. So all being well, these will sound a hell of a lot better. And they say that they're going to look into making the sounds different depending on where you are. Now at the moment, whether you're in the car or out of the car, even though the sounds are going to be a lot better, the sounds will be the same. But what they're looking to do is to change the audio for when you sat in the car as opposed to when a car passes you. So obviously inside a car the sound's a lot more muffled, so they're looking to do that as well. So they say they're going to do some professional sound sampling with film studios, etc. So that's something to be excited about. At least we're going to get proper car sounds, so I'm quite excited about that. Getting excited about car sounds in a game, it seems stupid, but for those of us that play Battlegrounds, you know exactly what I'm going on about. And talking of new vehicles, they have showcased the little 4x4 that was recently found by a data miner on Reddit, and it was a very crude setup that they were found in data mining. We've now got a proper render of the vehicle, and it's a 2-seater 4x4. Now one of the things I'm interested to know, which isn't spoken about, is if you can actually fit 4 people in this. The 2 people sit inside and 2 people can sit in the back. Not too sure right now. I'm guessing that it's probably just a 2-seater vehicle, but if you was able to have 2 people riding shotgun in the back, that would be pretty cool. But whether you can do that or not, I don't know. The release for this car, they say it's going to be released with version 1.0 with the desert map, but of course the desert map, as I said, is going to be showcased on the test server within the next week or so. So I'm not sure if this car will make an appearance then, or whether it'll just be put in the actual release at the end of the month. We'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm excited for a new vehicle. They say that this one will have attributes that allow it to traverse, you know, the rough terrain a lot better than what a car and a motorbike can. So I'm interested to see actually how that works out. As we know, car mechanics within this game aren't amazing, but the car mechanics, the way they're set up right now, is what makes this game so funny. Some of the fun that you can have with the cars, so I'm hoping they don't make it too realistic. The quirkiness of the car mechanics is one of the things within this game that people love, so all being well, they don't change it up too much. Next up, we're talking loot boxes within Pubg. Now, controversially, Pubg ran loot boxes during the Gamescom Invitational, where you could acquire very rare skins for your character, clothing items, and subsequently these were getting traded on Steam for a hell of a lot of money. I think the mini skirt was going for around 200 UK pounds, so you're talking, what, $240, $250. I mean, that was just unbelievable. How many people actually bought those, how many people actually sold them is up for debate. I never really got any true figures on that, but the prices that they were going for was ridiculous. Now, Pubg say that they're not looking to capitalise on recent news where games have started to do like the pay for win things. They have categorically said that that will never happen in this game. It will never exist where you can pay to win, because it would just upset the whole balance of the game. And they say it's not something that they want to do, but they say that there is relatively strong demand for cosmetic items. Now, where you stand on the fence with this, you know, do you think they should have loot boxes? Do you think they shouldn't? Pubg is one of those games that lends itself to being okay with cosmetic items, because you want your character to stand out on the battlefield. And me personally, if they bring cosmetic items out that you can buy, I aren't too bothered with that. If it lends itself to the running of the game and the upkeep of the servers, and you can, if it's loot crates that you can buy with specific things in, I'd be more up for that. If it's loot crates where you don't really know what you're going to get, then I'm not really too interested. But if there was a specific outfit that I wanted for my character, you know, that would be pretty cool. I've always had this vision in my head of being, and don't ask me why, but I've always had this vision in my head of thinking, right, in this round I'm going to play medic and I'm going to try and sort everybody out, and I want to run around in a nurse's outfit. I don't know why, but I'd like to be able to do that. So, or like a doctor's uniform or scrubs, you know, it just looked really good, I think. So yeah, I think cosmetic items within Pubg are fine. I don't think anybody would really have an issue with those. So yeah, they say that it's looking that there's something that they want to do. It's not actually on the cards right now. They want to get the release out and settle things down with the release, but they say that that is something that they're looking at. And yeah, I just think it'd be a cool addition if you could buy certain things for your character. I don't think too many people would have a problem with that. If you do have a problem with that and you think it's just something that they shouldn't do, let me know in the comment section down below. Next up, you can see in the background we have the trailer for Pubg Mobile. Now, this is being created by Pubg Corp and Tencent. It's going to be released in China at some point, I'm not sure when. And this just makes Pubg look amazing if Pubg was actually like that. You've got ship battles and helicopters firing missiles and, you know, none of the stuff that you get in the game right now. I mean, we're just waiting for the ability to jump over a wall properly, and here we are with naval and air combat. I'm not sure if those are things that will ever make it into the actual PC version or indeed the Xbox version. Wouldn't mind some of that, but I think it maybe be taking it a bit too far. But yeah, I will let the full trailer run at the end of this video. Next up, I've got a story about Fortnite Battle Royale and Pubg. Now, we do know that they had a little spat the other month, and I don't think anything really come of that. There was nothing in the news that suggested any kind of legal action was going to be taken from either side, and I think maybe there was some correspondence in private between both the companies and everything just calmed down a little bit. Definitely been no lawsuit or anything like that. Pubg Corp seemed like they wanted to go in guns blazing and have a right go at Fortnite for the way they'd set up their Battle Royale. But now there are so many Battle Royales that are all following the same kind of formula. I'd wonder if Pubg would be able to actually claim any rights to it. I don't think they would be able to be fair. I think the formula is just one that's going to be copied and copied and copied. So it's like an FPS game. You can't trademark the FPS genre to your game. It's just a universal genre. So, but yeah, things seem to have been calming down a little bit. But Fortnite has started to take a grip on the market, and it's actually now got a higher monthly user base than Pubg. But one of the things that Fortnite and Epic Games are struggling with all together is actually turning their player base into revenue. Now, it's a free-to-play game, so you're not paying any money up front to pay it, not like you are Pubg. So actually how they're going to turn that into revenue is not known right now. But one can assume that it's only going to mean loot boxes and paying for things within loot boxes. Now, whether they go down the pay to win or purely cosmetic items, I don't know. As we all know, that's a bone of contention massively within the gaming community right now because of Battlefront 2. You do pay to win, your game bombs. Basically, that's the overriding message from the gaming community. Recently, we've had a free-to-play game called Paladins, which is available on Steam. Within the last few days, they have brought out loot boxes where it's basically pay to win, and there's a lot of shit going on about that game right now. A lot of videos popping up on YouTube taking just basically ripping the piss out of it for what they're doing. So whether or not their developers decide to backtrack, but once you decide to do this, the damage is already done. With Battlefront, the damage is done. I don't think that game's going to come back from what's happened, even though they have made changes to it. So whether Fortnite's going to change anything up or not, I don't know, but PUBG's just in the corner doing its own thing and doing quite well. Fortnite might be gaining the players, but it isn't gaining the revenue, and games that don't gain revenue don't last forever. So you need continued revenue to keep the upkeep of a game like that. So for now, we'll have to wait and see where this goes, what Fortnite will decide to do. Obviously, like I've just spoke about, PUBG are looking at doing cosmetic items at some point, but right now the sales that they're generating with this game are what keeps it afloat, and that's how games should work. Like I've said before, if you make a good game and it sells, then you make your money. So you don't need to bolt on all this shit. But with free to play, it's a slightly different gaming universe, so it needs to bring in revenue from somewhere. I think everybody understands that. But to do that, it's, which way do you go? It's a bit of a tricky one. I don't envy Epic Games' situation right now. They've got a really good title on their hands, but that's not equating into money. So at some point that game is going to change to make sure that money comes in. Whether those changes are for good or bad, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, the Xbox One release is only a few days away now. It's just under a week away, and people on the consoles were hoping for 60 FPS with this game, and that's not going to happen. Originally they'd come out and said that on the Xbox One S it will run at 30 frames per second, it will be locked at 30 frames per second, but the Xbox One X would be able to push out 60 frames a second. There's now been an update from Brendan Green on this, and they say that it will be locked at 30 FPS on all of the consoles. There will be no difference between the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. Now, whether that changes in the future for the X, I'm not too sure. I assume it might do. I think that they're just going to lock it at 30 until they've done some more testing with the game. I think that maybe the X could push out 60 on this. I mean, the graphics aren't world leading, so I really wouldn't understand why they would lock it to 30. But I think they're maybe just locking it at 30 to give a smooth opening gameplay for it, and then maybe in the coming months there'll be a patch that'll allow you to unlock it and go up to 60. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Of course, as on the PC, we're afforded the luxury of the frame rates that our graphics cards will allow. On the consoles, things are a little bit different. I think everybody thought the Xbox One S would be able to power this all the way to 60 and maybe beyond, but for now you're going to be locked at 30, unfortunately. But at least that means that your gameplay will be stable and that you'll be on a level playing field with everybody else that you play against. So, but I would think, like I say, probably in the coming months things will change with that. And last but not least, where are we with sales for PUBG? Well, if you remember the other month we had quite a spike in sales where it sold a few million copies within just, I think, about the space of a week. That has now slowed down and it's been fairly steadily creeping up over the last month, and we're now running at, I think it's about 22.6 million in sales on the PC. Be interesting to see if we can get sales figures for it when it comes out on the Xbox. I'm hugely looking forward to those figures. I don't know why I say hugely looking forward. I'm looking forward to them. I want to see what kind of business it does on the consoles, and whether this game actually, is relatable on consoles. It's very much a game that relies on accuracy. We know that there's going to be aim assist for the console version, so we'll just have to wait and see how that one works out. And it's also breaking records on Steam still. At the moment of me filming this, it is 2:53 in the afternoon, and it's currently got 1.4 million players playing on Steam, and it's hit a peak today of 2.7 million. I mean, that is just incredible for this game. Dota 2, CSGO, you can forget it. You've just come nowhere near this thing at all. And as I talk right now, even the test server is in the top 10. There's currently 21,000 players on there, and it's reached a peak of 30,000 today. And I think I watched Jack Fragg's video the other day that he did about this, and he said that the actual test server was second in the list at that moment in time. So that just shows the popularity of this game. I don't think the popularity is going to go anywhere. It's going to go away anytime soon, especially with the new map, the new vehicles, the new weapons. I just predict good things for PUBG. As long as they can keep the cosmetic items, and that's it for loot boxes. They can keep the server maintenance going. I can't see this game dwelling in popularity whatsoever. And that is pretty much all the news I've got for you on this title right now, folks. I've been a bit slow with videos lately because I've been doing a lot of gameplay. Haven't got too many videos out regarding news, but I wanted to get this one out because there's quite a lot of news to go into it. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.